Microphone check 212. Welcome back to It's the Bearded Man podcast. It's your boy, first guest on the show, Dylan Reese. What up? What up?
Hey man,
how's it going?
It's pretty good. I've seen you all day, so
I know. Isn't it nice having me home during COVID?
it's one way to put it. I guess it just depends who you ask. You know what I mean?
I mean, at least you have this nice little fancy studio to yourself now, so I can't really bother you too much. A lot different than Content Crib 1.0. Different lives we're living, actually.
That would have been a disaster.
Definitely.
If we were both home, if all three of us were home during this time in that house, it would have been
a shit show.
Yeah.
You were literally operating in the living room. Yep.
I would have been on the fucking phone. You would have been...
I would have been on my Zoom calls in my bedroom, which I would have went nuts.
Yeah, you would have went crazy. So
I mean, I can operate. I mean, living there, that's when I operated out of the original OG bed Rudio. But I could do that for, it was 3 to 4 hours of the day, and then I was gone. So I didn't mind it. But if I was to wake up and work and sleep in the same room, especially with that house, bro, I would have went nuts.
I also like how you say operate, like you were doing some like crazy complicated shit in there.
Well, dude, operate. I'm like a
paging Dr. Hobert.
Dude, I'm like
to the operating room.
I'm pretty much like a Navy SEAL without being a Navy SEAL. Groundhog Day, you know what I mean?
Phil Connors over here. Ned Ryerson.
Ned. Oh, I love that, dude. This is gonna be fun for me because obviously, previously with the whole purpose in the youth and bringing on guests, I loved it, dialed in. I loved the storytelling aspect, and I definitely feel like I mastered that skill. But I think this podcast is going to allow me to just have a lot more open discussion conversations, just kind of flow. And I don't know. I'm still trying to figure out like what's the point of bringing, like, not what's the point, but am I bringing on guests for a specific angle, or is it just to have conversations? It'll be a little bit different if I go meet up with somebody that I haven't seen in a while, and obviously you can dive into a lot of deeper things. But
just like catching up and
shoot. It's literally I could bring these podcasts to people, and like the normal conversation we'd have, just turn the mics and go. Yeah. But before running Purpose in the Youth, if I tried doing that, I think I would have been still like trying to learn what a podcast is, and I would have gotten nervous, and I wouldn't have known what to do. Right. But now I feel like I'm at a point where you just go. I mean, it's just confidence of doing it for quite a bit of time. So figure why not bring Dylan Reese on the pod and
I don't even know what we're doing right now.
Yeah, we're just going. We're just gonna talk, and
you just said yesterday, we're doing a podcast. I said
100%.
Cool.
I'm gonna figure it out. We got some questions. We got some things we could talk about, but we also can go off the cuff.
Is there anything you don't know about me that you want to know?
No, I know most things about you.
I would say so.
So you brand yourself as the Vanilla Boy, ice cream. Mm-hmm. If you had to pick an ice cream right now to describe your mood, what ice cream would it be?
That's a good question. I would probably go banana split.
Really?
Yep.
Now, would you put hot fudge on top with some nuts, or would you just keep it just the banana ice cream? Just
banana ice cream. Whipped cream for sure.
Would you put a cherry?
Yeah, for sure.
100%.
Dude, if you're gonna do it.
So why banana split? What's the reason behind it?
Because I'm at a point in my life where I have a lot of decisions to make. Split decisions, if you would. So you
must be a writer.
Yeah, sometimes I speak in metaphors. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Are these good splits, would you say?
Some better than others, but a lot of shit in motion. You know what I mean?
Dude, the train is definitely moving.
All aboard.
Choo-choo.
I knew that was coming.
Banana split, though.
Yeah, I don't even know if that's the truth. I just thought it would be a good little entendre with split decisions.
Yeah.
And do have a lot going on, so
that's something that I think most people.
Low-key would never get a banana split, though.
Yeah, me either.
We're getting chocolate if we're gonna do it.
100%.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, banana split. Get it out of here.
If you're going, you're going.
100%. You gotta
go
big.
Off the rails.
Ben and Jerry's One Sitter, hit me up. Looking for that sponsorship, please hit me up.
Risky biz.
I think that's one thing that even like when I was back home last week, I had family asking about, yo, how's Dylan doing? Like even my uncles that you've met multiple times, but there's not like a true, like my parents, I think have a real understanding of kind of how you're able to like, how you're moving and how you're making things happen. But I had even like uncles that don't know really how you operate. And they're like, oh, how's Dylan doing? Like there's no touring and like, is he okay? Whatever. And, it's like, I kind of smirked when I was getting these questions asked because I was like, they don't even know like how many hats this man wears. And, you know, I'd give them a brief high level, like, you know, he does some design, he does all this different type of work and he's fine. But I think most people don't even understand how much you do behind the scenes. Mm-hmm. So with what you're comfortable with sharing, how many different hats do you wear in the music industry?
As many as I can. I mean, obviously a lot of this you already know, but it's like, I just try to learn as much as I can while I have the time to do it. So whether it's in my own career or my homies or whoever, I can like step in and understand like what's going on, whether that's like with just audio engineering or mixing, marketing, just like the overall business side of stuff. Like I've been trying to learn a ton about and get involved and add value to different situations. So I'm doing literally everything for my own career, literally everything.
Yeah.
And then, I'm just trying to step in and bring value where I can with the skill set that I've built. Obviously,
the core is you writing and making music, and like that's, you know, how you got to this point where you're actually doing like other things for other artists and whatnot. But which of, outside of your own music making and writing and producing, what do you enjoy the most? Is it the graphic design? Is it helping other artists build their careers? Is it, you know, consult? Like what do you enjoy the most?
I like different parts of everything, which is why I'm trying to do it all until, you know, it's going to get to the point where I'm going to have to take a step back from things or like say no to a lot more, but I just have the ability to say yes to most things right now, and I have been, so I've just been doing that.
Do you think that helps you not get burnt out because you're kind of always bouncing around where it's like you might do design for a couple hours and then you move on to something else, and so you're not just like at your computer designing for 10 hours a day?
For sure, because when I was doing, you know, before we moved out here, I was really, my only income was mixing.
All day.
All fucking day.
All day long.
And like
in your basement of the parents' house in
Chicopee.
You
know, when I'd put an album out or do like one-off shows, I'd make money. But it's like, you can't do a show every fucking day. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Especially at that scale that I was at. It's like, I played probably 5-7 times a year, and it was all in New England. So it's like, there's only so much that's going to happen. You're not going to go off the whole year and do what you need to do. So that was like the only skill set that I was good enough at and had the relationships and know-how to like execute on a daily basis. So, you know, I was talking about this the other day with somebody where I was literally mixing 3, 4, 5 records a day sometimes just because it was like on my plate and I wasn't going to say no to it. And I was like, all right, I'm just going to make this money, help this dude get his song right, make sure everybody's good. And it's just your brain, that part of your brain just gets numbed. And it's like, all right, I hate this, you know, or like, I'm just exhausted. So yeah, my day-to-day is a lot different now. Like I'll make stuff for clients, like past clients or whatever, just friends or, you know, what have you. If people need help, I'll do it. And if I have time for it, I'm down. But I'm definitely not like seeking to be like, yo, who needs their project mixed? It's like, you know, I've kind of paid my dues there. So
yeah, 100%. Well, I think this was this is COVID, I mean, obviously has impacted freaking every industry possible and has completely changed the world. But specifically the people that I think are very much networked with is a lot of creatives, whether it's videographers, whether it's directors, whether it's designers, and 100% artists. But I think that's, like I was saying, that's one thing about you that you've set yourself up for, is that you weren't relying on touring this year to make your total income. You weren't relying on the merch money that you would have made at shows. You already had other ways of streaming income so that you didn't know.
That was a good pun.
What?
Because streaming is income.
100%.
Good job.
Yeah, I set myself up there.
Comedy.
But I was gonna let it get roll. I didn't want to boost my horn too hard. But how do you think this whole COVID has benefited you?
I mean, it's kind of tricky because obviously it's like shitty. Like the world is fucked up. But,
it is shitty. I mean, literally, there's no question about it. If it's like, could we have not dealt with the pandemic? Obviously, nobody fucking wants to deal with it. But I think there are definitely benefits. Like for me personally, I've had the most amount of time to look inward and figure out some of my own shit to then help me because there's so much more downtime. I'm not commuting to and from work. I'm already where I work and sleep. So it's like, how do I feel that time? I'm not meeting up with homies, so now I'm reading more. Now what else do? I start writing more. I'm starting to do these podcasts more. So for me, it's like I spend more time like asking myself questions that I probably have been wanting to ask. So I'm just curious, like how, for what it is, are there any specific benefits that you can think of?
Yeah. Well, it's just, 2018, 2019, I got into good situations touring wise, just like from building relationships, and I was on the road a pretty good amount, and I felt like some momentum picking up. Like we found the crew that I want to be with, we found the band, we got the tour manager, Kirk's, everybody's just clicking, and we have like good chemistry, and that's like
synergy.
That's like a whole nother business separately almost, of like aside from putting out music and marketing on the internet and just being in the studio and shit. It's a whole nother, it's a different like economical thing that you have to learn and figure out. Selling hard tickets is difficult, you know. Getting into those situations, especially without a booking agent, is difficult, and it's something that you have to always have. You kind of have to have your thumb on the pulse at all times. So, but we've been lucky, and I've gotten into some good situations. So
I wouldn't say it's luck. I would say it's a lot of work behind the scenes that happened. A lot of, dude, I think about those early 2016, because I don't want people to listen to this and think like it just kind of happened, but like 2016, 2017, you were paying for every tour that we went on, whether you had to pay like an upfront on top of expenses, like you invested in yourself to set yourself up for these opportunities.
Right. Well, I guess fortunate is a better term, where we had the opportunities clicking, and they made sense, and it was like actually a thing where money was coming in, more fans were coming to shows, merch was killing it, the band was clicking, my live show was fucking on point.
Rocking.
Yeah, like I felt really good about it. So that was just like a piece of what I do that I was really focused on because I felt it working, and it's also the most fun, And
Dude, who doesn't like
you
raging
can't
on stage?
do that when you're 45, 50 years old, unless you're just literally an icon. So it's like
Bruce Springsteen.
I'm just looking at it realistically. It's like, if I'm going to be fucking touring hard and be a road dog where it's like we're not rich yet, now's the time. Like 20s is the time to just
punt it.
Go eat shit, be in shitty motels, just dog it out, be taking long drives, 6 connections on the flight just because that's the cheapest way. What, you know what I mean? Like, now's the time. So that was like really one of my main focuses. So I think in some ways that was taking away from other things that I could have been more focused on, whether it's just like strategy and like brand or whatever the case may be, and just being in the studio all the time anyway. Because like last year when I made the album, it was like in between tours, and it was great. Yeah. But it's better if you have more time, and it's kind of unlimited. But yeah, I think it's just allowed me more time to not even worry about what's my next touring move, where's my next show. I got to touch base with this guy because I know he's gonna be looking for someone to open for him, or maybe me and this person can co-headline in this city because our fan bases align, and like it's just so much to think about when you're doing it by yourself. And now that I know that that's not even a possibility because everything is shut down, and I know I'm not missing out on anything, it's kind of just like a little bit of a stress reliever because touring is just hard as shit.
Yeah, you have so much more headspace to like focus on other things.
And I know that like on the other side of this pandemic, I'm gonna be in a situation where I add more value to somebody. Definitely. So I'm gonna probably have more opportunities than I would have like this spring, and summer, and fall. Maybe. Dude, it's probably done.
It's funny, bro. I can even think about like the last couple years. It's like somebody would announce a tour, and then we're like, "Yo, you got to hit up this agent. How do we get on that?
Where's he at?
But how do I get on this tour? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Somebody would tease that they're going on tour in the spring, and you're like, all right, I'm gonna hit up this agent that I know works with this artist, and then it becomes the whole game of they already have somebody, or it's
and I learned over time that's fucking like impossible because this shit is being planned
So by the time the public knows that there's a tour coming, everyone's already locked.
It's already set up.
Yeah.
You're out.
Yeah.
Unless you're just going to get lucky, get on one show, maybe something happens and you fall through, or if you're going to buy onto something cool, like whatever. But, you know, I'm not really at that point anymore. Like, I know that I can bring value to the table, at least to some scale, you know? And I know how to do it. I'm a pro at this point, you know?
Professional.
Yeah. That's short. That's a long for pro.
Definitely.
Yeah. Good job,
I wanted to remind the audience in case they were listening.
In case anyone confused, when I said pro, I meant professional.
100%.
Thanks, Bob.
100%, brother.
But yeah, it's been good, man. You know, it's not a good situation, but selfishly, it's been some of the best few months,
definitely,
literally, of my career. Like, shit's killing it right now.
It's definitely crushing.
I feel good.
You should.
Yeah.
Hard work is fucking paying off.
Yeah.
They'll daddy going worldwide tour come 2021 maybe.
Yeah, if there's any tours in 2021.
I know. I don't even want to think about that. Hopefully we'll have some type of cure or something that's going to help save the world at that point. What do you think's been...
I think it might be time to bring in the aliens.
Go to Joe Rogan. You can talk to him there.
Oh.
We'll save that for another podcast with Joe. What do you think's been one of the most important skills that you've learned navigating music industry?
Communication. Mm-hmm. That's just life, though. But
bro, if you can learn how to communicate, you can get anything you want in this world.
Yeah.
But go into a little bit more of like the nitty gritty. Like, what do you mean by communication? Give me some examples.
I think I'm just someone that's, no matter what, like any industry, especially something like music business, is obviously very heavily based in relationships and keeping those strong and just having them in the first place. Mm-hmm. So I have a lot of working relationships with a lot of different people, and they're all kind of, the dynamic is maybe different, right? Like me and Abstract, we collaborate often, but it's more so like, let's make some songs together, put it out together, let's make money together and just grow. Mm-hmm. It's a very mutual respect, mutually beneficial, and there's dozens and dozens of those that I have and, you know, hold close to my heart, because those are the people that you're going to succeed with, like, long term. Like, we're the next kind of wave group of folks, you know, like, and then there's like clients that I mix for or do artwork for, or whatever, right? Or like someone like, whatever. There's just a ton of different dynamics of relationships, but I think no matter what that dynamic is, whether I'm like shooting up, looking down, or across, so to speak, I know that everyone knows that I'm like a reliable person, and I just say shit. Like, if I don't say shit unless I'm gonna do it, I do shit on time or early. I have quick turnarounds with whatever it is, even if that's just a text back to confirm or whatever it is. Like, I'm on the phone all fucking day. It's just like, it seems like so easy, but some people just suck at communication, and that's like,
that's what holds them back from getting bigger opportunities.
Yeah, man, because it's like, oh, like, we need something done last minute. You know, let's say it's graphic design, for example, right? Like, we got to turn this in. The album's about to come out. We have to turn in all these assets for socials or whatever it is because the label's doing X, Y, and Z, right? All right, we need it in 3 days, and it's kind of a bigger job. We can hit this kid who's like super talented, but he's like kind of shaky, or I know he's got a lot on his plate or whatever. Or we can hit Dylan, who's really good, maybe not as talented. He's not even solely a graphic designer, but he'll get this shit fucking done, or at least tell me he's not going to be able to. Let's just fucking hit him up. Because, like, I get so many jobs just because I'm on top of shit at all times, you know?
I guess people coming back because they know they're getting a quality product that's going to do the job, and it's going to be done timely, and they're not going to have to follow up with you and chase you for...
Even if it's not the best, it's like, I'm just going to tell you, like, oh, yeah, I don't know how to do that.
Yeah.
But I can probably fucking get someone that knows how to do it, and we can do it together. And then I'll tell you what it costs or how it needs to get done. Like, I don't know. People are just fucking full of shit sometimes. I'm definitely
full of shit.
I'm definitely not. Yeah. And that has helped me a lot.
Yeah, but I think, and that's the thing is I believe, and I will not believe because I know it's for a fact that we're both very good communicators and we know how to get shit done in a timely manner. But there's just times where whether I'm communicating on behalf of Liquid IV or reaching out to certain people where they just don't it's timely, or they just in the emails they just don't understand how the world is moving. Like sending me 20 paragraphs pitching me on why we should invest in your podcast is not the move. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I don't have time to look at this, man.
I don't have time to look at this, so give it to me real short, simple, and sweet. And I learned a lot of that through like purpose in youth, like reaching out to guests and recognizing that, they don't have all this time to go through this email. So I need to make it very click friendly. I need to make sure that I'm very conscious of each word. I'm calculating it, but whether it's through text, whether it's through DMs, or just people that, step up to the plate and say they're going to get something done and then don't follow through with it. Yeah. People take note of that. People take note of it, and
big time.
It can catch up to you.
At least the people that you want to work with long term do.
Yes. Yes.
Like Rich out of sight is a great example. We're cut from the same cloth, as we say.
100%. New Yorker, dude.
You know what I mean? And
yo, Rich, how the Knicks doing though?
Come on, don't do that. I hope he doesn't listen to this and hear this. He's gonna be.
He's gonna throw his hat.
I think he's like past it though.
Yeah.
He doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
He's like, the Knicks, I'm not gonna get my hopes up. I have a good life, and
what a great guy.
Rich is the best. I talked to him earlier, but he's someone I work with in a ton of different ways, and he knows that he can count on me no matter what it is, and vice versa. Because we both communicate the same way, and that's like, those are the best type of relationships to have. Because if you're going back and forth with someone and people are taking fucking forever, or it's like, all right, next time I need this or that done, or want to work with somebody that does this or whatever, it's like, I don't want to be waiting for things that I shouldn't have to wait for. Like, just tell me what's going on.
Yeah.
Because I can always hear a no, or or a maybe, or whatever. Like,
it's very easy.
Just tell me what's going on. Like,
Yeah.
Last thing I want to hear is, yeah, for sure, I'll get it done. Fucking 2 months later, yo, you still doing this? Yeah, of course. Where the fuck you been?
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just tell me. Like, and I don't know, but yeah.
What excites you about
weird times?
Vanilla Boy Records. That's. I mean, that kind of came to fruition. I feel like pretty heavily in the last 6 months. It was definitely in the works for the last probably year or two, but I feel like in the last 6 months to 8 months, maybe, I feel like it's really sped up. Or am I talking out of my ass?
You're kind of talking out of your ass
for sure.
If you're referring to like the situation with 1RPM, that's not technically Vanilla Boy Records. It's more so a sub label that I'm trying out and working on different music with different people, because I have access to a distribution portal that I work for and with. So it's not necessarily branded and labeled as that.
Gotcha.
Maybe you didn't know that, but that's fine. Yeah, that's totally fine.
This is the best part is I literally live with this dude, and I still don't even know what the fuck's going on sometimes.
Yeah, no. So 1RPM is a distributor that I worked with, and they're great. They communicate well. Just going to make this short. Basically, I got in touch with my A&R, Brian, who's great.
Shout out to Brian.
He's the guy who signed me there, or signed the last album there. And I was just like, yo, how do I do what you do? Because I have a ton of artist friends that I know could use our help, whether that's, pitching to editorial playlists for DSPs. This is all nerdy shit, just like marketing stuff, or, verification on social media, monetizing YouTube stuff that's like not claimed or copyrighted correctly. Just little things that are harder to do as an independent artist with no access to those type of stuff. So it's like a good marriage between being an independent artist, but also having that extra level and layer of resources that can be beneficial, like when it makes sense for it, right? So I've been taking on a few different artists and projects, just like kind of under my wing, and playing on that side of the fence as well. It's just been basically a learning curve, because I'm just adding value to the company big time, and then also adding value to all these artists, whether they're my clients or my homies or both or whatever.
Yeah.
So it's a long-term play, but it's just learning more. That's it.
Constantly.
Yeah.
And it's helping. I think it's dope.
It's helping everybody.
Yeah, it's helping everybody, and the artists specifically that you're working with, or that are having you, be kind of their leader and trying to figure out and navigate the music biz. You have a track record.
That's short for business.
For sure.
Back to the abbreviations.
Yes. Big abbreviation people at the Content Crib
100p.
2.0. 100p. There's so much that people probably don't even realize, but they'll have to come to the crib to figure it out someday.
That's not an open invite, by the way.
Yeah. Dude, we got crushed. I mean, we're all good, but like move in mid-January. I'm like figuring, man, by the end of February, we're Gucci. We're going to start having people come through, a little housewarming party. You know what I'm saying? A little rosé, maybe a little pizza, a little pie, a little cookout. It was a kick-out hangout.
No, you should have just let it go. We knew. We knew what you meant.
And then, COVID hit. So hopefully one day we'll be able to have a little...
Been in the crib.
A little shindig at the crib out.
We will.
Soon enough.
We'll have a housewarming party a fucking year in.
Everyone listening, you'll be able to come. I'll send you guys the invite through the podcast for the 15 people that probably hear this.
Nah, I'm going to post it. There'll be 16 or 17.
Thank you so much.
There'll be at least 17.
I need your verification cloud, bro. Do a little swipe up on your IG story. Instagram still hasn't given me that yet.
You need 10K followers, dude.
I know. I'm at like 4.5 for like the last 12 months.
Here's what you do. Just go outside and tell everyone to follow you. There's like 6 people outside right now.
I'll go tell the neighbor across the street. I'll tell her to follow me.
Take it easy,
She's
dude.
a cutie.
Take it easy.
She's a cutie, dude.
I'm going to go over there and send
I see you looking out the window right now.
Oh.
Dylan's got a nice little... See...
Well, dude,
let me
here's
paint
the
a picture,
thing.
ladies and gentlemen.
My fucking mic stand is
Hold on.
broken.
Hold the phone, Joseph. Because I'm not doing visual yet, and I'm telling myself that I'm not going to start doing video until this thing starts rocking. We're in his studio, and Dylan's got a nice little seat. He's looking out the window. I'm sitting on his couch in his studio looking at him, but he's got a nice little bird's eye view of all the people walking by.
I'm only positioned this way because this mic stand is somehow broken all of a sudden, and I can't get it to be in the same spot.
Yeah, well, whose fault is that?
It could potentially be yours.
It wasn't mine,
but
bro.
I don't think it's mine.
100p was not me.
It's all good.
100p wasn't me, brother.
We're making it happen.
It wasn't me. It's funny. Whenever it's usually, I don't know if it's when I'm meeting people for the first time. Most of the time, it's usually when I'm meeting people for the first time, and they ask, "Where do you live?" I tell them I live out here. I bring you up. Obviously, that we grew up together. Steve met through college. It's the same
every time.
spiel every time. I'm like, here we go. It's like a freaking.
I do the same thing.
It's like a broken record.
Yeah.
But there's always a point in the conversation. At some point, most of the time, we get to the part where they're like, "Who's ringing? Who's calling me right now?"
Dude, my phone's in
Bird
the room.
Hobert. Hold on. Let's actually answer this on the live.
Jesus.
Oh, I missed it. I'll call him back. He's got a little birthday party at the house.
Oh, nice.
Well, remind me at the end of the podcast. We'll call him back, and we'll have him. I'll say, Bird. I'll give him a question, and we'll end off with whatever his answer is.
Can't wait.
It'll be classic. So when I meet people, I give them the whole spiel, how I met Dylan or you, blah blah blah, and then there's usually a turning point in the conversation where I'm like, we literally are like so much the same, but we also balance each other out, and I always. The always go to is I'm like, let me just paint the picture like this. Mm-hmm. You got me, who back in the day still sometimes I let loose, but like the guy who is just partying, having a grand old time, and then you have Dylan, who's just been sober his entire life, which I like love and respect so much, and it's so funny because we've balanced our. It's like, I mean, we could sit here and talk stories for days about that balance.
Yeah,
but in general, I think that is still. Whenever I bring up the sober aspect, they're like, he's not, nah. He like, they're like mad at me. They're like, nah, he had like a beer. And I'm like, no. He like definitely like smoked a joint back in high. I know, not at all. You tell me he's sober. Yes. You tell me he's 100% never touch anything. Yes.
Yeah.
Bro.
It's like the Chris D'Elia bit. Not the best time to bring him up.
Not the best time to bring
that
up.
bit he had his last special because he's sober.
He's sober too.
Yeah. And they were like, not even once. No. So like never.
Yeah, bro.
Yes,
so it's like
that's what I'm saying.
How
many different ways would you like to tell me that I haven't never had alcohol before?
So when I did the Sober October back in October, Joe Rogan inspired me. Did 30 days no booze with a couple other things I cut back on. It really like it's pretty pathetic to say because you just get so used to like having a beer here and there and getting sloshed once in a while. But it like opened my mind to realize like. You really, like, what are you doing? You're wasting your money. You're wasting your health. You're wasting your energy because you're hungover the next day. Like, why do you even touch this stuff? I'm just like, I just want to get, like, we definitely talked about this on the very first podcast we did probably back in 2017, but, like, at a very high level, like, how you're still at a point where it's, like, there's just no interest. And even just, like, testing the waters to see, like, is there something here? Like, still just don't need it.
Yeah, it's just one of the many things I don't give a flying fuck about. It's the best way to put it, because it's just, I don't know. I just never. I heard someone the other day that said, you can't miss what you never had. And I think that applies, because it's like,
You've never tasted
why
it.
would I, like, what?
At this point in time, you're
what's
20.
going to trigger me to start now?
Yeah.
I'm a
27.
grown-ass man. I get through the day and night pretty seamlessly. I do what I got to do. I'm happy.
Yeah.
Like, I don't see what it's going to, like, add to me. So it's like, it's not even a thought. Like, it's not even like I'm constantly saying no or choosing not to. It just doesn't even enter my head.
Yeah. I think as somebody who has had his fair share of alcohol consumed in his life.
Obviously, I'm not against it.
No. You don't give a fuck.
I just don't, like, it's just.
You literally don't give a fuck because you don't need.
I'm not interested.
But I think the shift comes when especially speaking from somebody who's been there and done that plenty of times, it is a different way of living when you can eliminate it for just 2 straight weeks. Because it's just you have so much more energy. You're waking up feeling like ready for the day.
Yeah.
You have more money in your pocket because you're not wasting it on dumb shit.
Yeah.
But it's like it opens your mind to, like, you know, I got back on Sunday, haven't touched booze. Hopefully I'll go this whole weekend without touching it. Fingers crossed. And I'll feel great. But I also am at a point now where it's like I will casually have a couple where before it was like, it's freaking Friday night, we're raging, let's go. Like,
it's either
let's
on or
do
off.
dumb shit. Yeah, it was just stupid shit. But yeah, that's something I've always really admired about you, is like just being able to, even I think now it's at the point where it's like we're 26, you're 27, like you're coasting at this point. It's not going to really affect you, but definitely early on when you're in high school or even those college years, like to be able to be at a point where you're just like saying no when everybody else is doing it, or probably being a pain in the ass, like, yo, you got to try this shit. Like, that takes discipline to just ignore people and just not care.
Yeah, I mean, those days were different because you're just obviously around it more just by nature, because it's not like I wasn't going to parties in high school or like hanging out with the homies just because they were, you know, getting drunk or whatever. Mm-hmm. And obviously you were there, you know. So,
I was raging.
Yeah, you were there. You were fucking full steam ahead.
100%.
But those, not that it was harder, because I was never tempted, not even the slightest. But that was definitely more of like a thing where now it's like I don't see it, like I'm just working and having my life, so I'm not in those situations. Even like pre-COVID, like I'm not at the club or the bar, like I just don't enjoy those environments. So it's like there's not really any pressure or anything. It's just not a part. It's not part of it. Not a part of it.
Yeah, even on a small scale, I notice how I don't even feel the need for a glass of wine or a beer living with you guys, because I'm the type of person where I kind of give in. And now I'm smart. I'm not going to go rob a bank or
it's not that. I think you're just you're a people's person, and you want everyone to be as comfortable as possible. So if you're in a room with 3 dudes and they all have a beer, you're not going to go, I'm not going to have a beer unless there's like you're driving or like there's a specific reason why you're not. You're just going to have one. Because it just blends into the environment better. You know? And I'm not that guy. I'm just not. And in some ways that's probably not a good thing, but I just do whatever the fuck I want and I don't really care. So
it's a good mindset.
Yeah, you know.
You just do whatever you want.
Yeah.
100%.
I only got one life, dude.
Dude, YOLO, brother.
Why would I spend time doing
I really
shit
do.
I
really do respect that shit, man, because that's not easy, and I don't know. It changes your perspective when you can cut it out a little bit.
It's so funny when people say that to me, because I'm always just like, bro, they're like,
sober?
They're like, bro, I respect that, bro. Good for you, man. I'm just
especially,
like,
you know, the best part is the best, and I
know.
think I've been there. I can't think of a specific story, but the best part is when they go on that rant when they're hammered at a bar or at a party, and they're like,
bro, never do this, bro.
Yeah.
Promise me, bro. Promise it. You're just gonna wind up like me, bro. I hate my job.
Yeah,
bro.
I hate that.
You don't even know, bro. Good for you.
You know what?
Man.
You know what really hurt? Speaking of job and like booze, you know what really crushed my heart when I was home? My father was telling me this story about this guy that he used to work with, not at where not at the jail where he used to work at, but this guy out of Springfield not housing. It was something, I don't know. It was some job. It was like a state job or city job, but this guy would literally bring 2 tall boys to him at lunch and crack them and drink them on the job. And this is a guy that was like, he's been doing this for like 30 years.
Yeah.
And I look at that as somebody that clearly obviously is having issues to be drinking that much. But like, I just feel, I feel so bad for somebody where they're at a place in their life where they need a drink to get through the day of the work day because they hate what they do and they get out
middle of the day
and they keep boozing through the night and they wake up and do it all over again. It's like, it's scary to know that that's actually I don't know the percentage of people, but there's a lot of people that will live their life through entirety of living a lifestyle like that, which is sad. They'll never actually have the opportunity to like live and grow and have passions and try different things and really experience like what this world has to offer to you. But it's just sad to know that some people can go down that path, and I've seen it happen with family members of mine where alcohol has caused them to lose jobs, or I had an uncle that killed himself by driving into a tree when he was under the influence, and luckily nobody else was involved. Like, I've seen it personally affect my family, and I've seen I've had my own like little speed bumps with alcohol and realizing you gotta pull back on the brake a little bit. But it's just sad, man. It's like booze specifically is one of those things where if you can find the balance, or if you cannot touch it at all, great. But if you can find the balance, it's like, it's a nice little thing to add in throughout your life.
Yeah.
But hopefully it's never to the point where it's like you need that shit to get through your day.
Depending on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Sad. What's an area of your life right now that you want to put more effort into?
It's a great question, Bob. I feel pretty like not content, because that's not in my DNA to be content.
100%.
But I feel pretty like confident and comfortable like in my processes and the way that I'm like balancing my brain power. You know what I mean? Like, especially over the past few weeks where I've been playing basketball a lot more and like playing 5 days a week and like just going, getting a sweat, and like that's such a good like headspace where I'm not working all the time, but I'm also not just fucking sitting around or doing whatever. It's like, I don't know. I feel like every part of the day has its own kind of purpose. I haven't been sleeping well this week though. I don't know why, but I don't think
I wouldn't have been surprised if you said it was last week though. Like you weren't sleeping well last week.
Why?
Because I wasn't here.
Oh, I slept fucking soundly. Except
I was back on the East Coast raging, baby.
Except the day that our door was unlocked because
jeez,
shit was fucked up, and I was like,
Dylan doesn't know how to fucking lock a door.
No. Nope.
Yep.
That was not me, bro.
Dylan doesn't know how to lock a door.
Then why did the locksmith come and tell me like, yeah, this shit's fucked up? I don't know what happened. I didn't do shit.
I don't know.
But yeah, definitely thought I was gonna get murdered. That was the only night. But I was good. So yeah.
Area of life though, you just
I don't know.
Overall?
I can't. I feel good, man. I feel good. I feel like we're in a good spot. I don't know if I have a specific answer for that. I feel pretty well balanced.
Balance is key.
Yeah.
What's your favorite Bob Hobert story?
Holy shit! There's a dozen to choose from.
100%. What's the first one that comes to mind? For good or for bad, doesn't have to. Can go either way.
Man, I wish you gave me time to think about this because I want to give the right answer.
I can give you time to think about it.
Favorite Bob Hobert story, dude. Like, I of all people should not be asked this question on the spot because I know you better than everybody. I think.
Yeah. How about this? You want me to call Bird first, so it'll give you some time to think? I'll hit him with the FaceTime.
Fuck yeah.
All right.
I guess so.
All right. You take a breather for a second.
I'm gonna come back tomorrow on that one, dude.
I'm gonna. Oh.
I need to go through the Rolodex of Bob Hobert stories.
I got an email from the Los Angeles registrar. Oh, that's absolutely.
You're getting arrested?
Nothing. Here we go. FaceTime and Bird Hobert. That's my father, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully you can hear it.
Good thing we could see this FaceTime on audio podcast.
But they can hear it.
Oh.
Hopefully they can hear it. I'm gonna put the mic up next to it.
Yeah, I can hear it on my headphones.
Can you?
Yeah.
Let me make this a game. Bird!
Yo!
We're recording a podcast. Me and Dylan.
What's up, Dylan?
What's up, my man? How we doing?
What do you got to say to us?
We got a little fire going, a little Springsteen right now. We changed it up, the music. Something different.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, I'm glad you switched it up, Bird. You got listen to Bruce Springsteen.
Cooler there, hot dog.
This is it.
Like Groundhog Day.
I just played them. We weren't playing them all night, so I just put them on.
Bird, give me Bird, give me the rundown. What's happening in Massachusetts right now? What are you guys doing?
The rundown of what we're doing right now, or the whole.
Yeah, what are you doing right now? Fire, that's it?
Fire, 4 of us, having some water.
Nice.
Nah.
Just relaxing. Good night tonight. Right now, the weather's nice here, and
Bird,
Mike's birthday.
big question for you. There's 1 million people listening right now to you. What are you gonna tell them? What's the one advice you give them?
Right now?
Yeah, one piece of advice to 1 million people. They're all listening right now.
If you haven't seen the Bruce Springsteen band,
Unreal.
Street, go see him before he passes away.
Unreal.
You'll get back and say thank you,
Un-
Dan Hobert.
Yeah, we'll send you a letter, Bird.
Hey, Dylan, don't be a hater.
I would never.
I know.
All right, we got to get back to our scheduled programming. We're recording right here on the mic. All right, I'll give you a call after.
Peace, brother.
Yeah, look at Mom.
All right, I'll call you back. Love you guys. See ya.
That's his message.
He's
Yo.
he's way too in the mood.
Yo,
having
the
a good
world.
time.
Make sure you see Bruce Springsteen in his band.
Oh my god,
Unreal.
the biggest Bruce Springsteen fan you'll ever meet in your life.
Yeah.
He goes, when Bruce goes on tour, I'm going on tour. That's what he says.
This guy's a fucking savage.
Biggest Bruce Springsteen fan, biggest Boston sports fan. Recent retiree after 32 years of state of MA.
I kind of, I was
Let's
thinking
go.
about that the other day, actually, because I was telling my mom about how Bird retired. Mm-hmm. She was like, oh, how many years? I was like, 32. And I was like, definitely should have stuck it out one more
I know,
year.
everybody's saying that. He's gonna hear that for the rest of his life because of Bird. I think he was 30.
He's
Bird. I think he was 32 in like 4 months in.
Dude,
yeah. The state, long story short, the state was buying people out to retire early because of COVID.
Yeah,
and all that
I
jazz.
know.
And he would have honestly retired earlier if it wasn't because of COVID. So
Still, that's one of the few times Bird,
I know.
Bird dropped the ball.
They should have honorary gave him 33.
100%.
There's no difference in the pension. Just like, yo, hook him up with 33. Send him the alley.
Add a little 8 months.
Now he's gonna have to live the rest of his life hearing, you did 32. Why not 33? Every time.
You're Bird.
When I was back for the week, Matt Robitaille comes through. Bird, you did 32. Why not 33? Every time.
Yeah.
All right, Bob Hobert story, and then we're gonna wrap this up.
Fucking, it's so hard, man.
Maybe that. I'm gonna give people a little heads up next time. I think that's gonna be the closing question every time, just to see what people come up with.
Because like I could tell you 10 Bob Hobert stories right now, but it's like I want to give one that I know maybe you haven't said before, or one that I know is actually my favorite one.
Yeah, I guess. Well, it doesn't have to be the favorite. It could be just you can summarize.
One of the top highlights would definitely be this summer league basketball. When I was coaching you guys, the potential incoming JV team when I was on varsity, because I'm a year older than you.
That was when I was in my prime. For people that are listening, I was balling, as they say.
Prime basketball.
100%.
That's upsetting.
There was definitely talk in the community of Chigbee that I might make it to the league.
I must have been absent that day. But basically, summer league basketball. I'm coaching. There's about 4-5 people in the gym in the crowd because it's summer league basketball, JV. No one cares. But we're blowing this team the fuck out. So I said, Bob, get your ass in there. Fucking
Send in the truth.
Green light, dude. Do whatever you want. Bob goes, bet. He fucking pulls up. Mind you, this is thin chin strap, Bob. Skinny as fuck, pencil neck. Probably ankle socks on.
Probably wearing a Hanes tee underneath the jersey.
Hanes Hollister tee under the fucking jersey. Just barely made it to the game because he was ripping Call of Duty for hours on end before. Yeah, orange Gatorade, the whole deal, right? So Bob gets in the game. We're blowing his team the fuck out. Bob catches it wide open in the corner. Again, empty as shit gym. You can hear this shit echo to the next block over. Bob catches the rock, looks both ways before he crosses the street, yells, Kobe! Shoots the tray ball, splashes it, runs down the other side of the court like we won the fucking NBA Finals, He's got his fucking T-shirt over his head, his number 1 up in the air. All 4 or 5 parents of other kids on our team are going fucking nuts. And yeah, it was just literally the funniest fucking thing because what were you a freshman about to be a sophomore?
I think that was the case.
And I was a sophomore about to be a junior?
Yeah. Because that was your last year at Chicopee.
Right, of course, yeah. So that makes sense. So yeah, and it was just me there. Like there's no coaching staff. Like that's the picture that I want to paint because it's not like
they can be there.
It was literally just me and you guys, and I was just in charge, and I was like, do whatever the fuck you want. Bob rips a 3, goes fucking nuts. We're going crazy. Honestly, disrespectful to the team that were blowing the fuck out. And I never thought about that until right now. Might have been like Agawam or something. I don't know. But those kids were probably fucking so sad.
That was very disrespectful.
Like, we're down fucking 30, guys. Yeah. Like, you're putting in this guy and he splashes a 3.
But I made sure it was known that I was pumped about the basket.
Also, Michael Jackson died that day.
You know, I knew that part of the story was coming.
Well, I'll just always remember it for some reason. Yeah.
I know.
Because Bola
it was a very high day. So you know what's now I'm just having a moment of an epiphany. I bang a 3. I'm highlight my fucking roller coaster sky high, and then we walk out and find out Michael Jackson dies.
Yeah.
Classic freshman year story. Jock Rivera, the coach. We're in Westfield. Mm-hmm. I hit a big time 3 going into halftime.
In an actual game?
In a game.
Holy shit.
Game time. Big time 3 to end the quarter. Crowd.
No Haynes underneath, for sure.
Haynes beater.
Oh, okay.
Haynes beater.
Yeah, that's
Thought I was a hot boy.
Yeah.
7th, 8th, and 9th had black, gray, and white Haynes beaters. Thought I was hot shit.
Yeah.
Was definitely already starting to grow hair from my chest and was extremely anxious to
single digits or double digit hairs, you think?
Definitely double.
Wow.
There was a nice patch growing in the middle of my pecs.
That's what I have right now still.
Yeah.
As a full grown adult.
Wish I could say the same. But I hit this big time 3. And when I say big time, we were up by 20.
Yeah.
But it was big time.
Well, Bob, I could have told you that because you were in the fucking game.
We're
not down 2. Bro, let's put Bob in.
Our bench goes nuts. Jared Hammond is the assistant coach.
Going off.
Jock Rivera is there. We going into for the freaking halftime. All right, boys, we're going to get back out there.
This is a freshman team, right?
Freshman team.
Okay.
All-star team.
Yeah.
Go back out there, up by 20, lose by 10.
Holy shit.
So we went from
should have put you back
big high moment to then Jock was breaking clipboards, fucking
stomping on the ground.
Yeah, it was
he
bad.
loved that 1 foot stomp.
Yeah, it was bad. So I guess I didn't really have a good track record, but I always look forward to when Coach Menard would give me. He would very rarely, and we had to probably be up at at least 15. Would be during JV games, and he'd be like, "Hobert, you got the green light," which meant I could take any shot I want.
It's
a risky business.
That's risky, dude.
Yeah.
Those are words that you don't hear too often.
No.
Hobert, you got the green light. Don't give me the fucking green light, dude.
I was shooting,
Bob
baby.
will fucking rip
I was shooting. And then I retired, and I became the best basketball manager of all time, so it worked out.
That was also that right there is such a good testament to just your character.
What?
Just how you didn't make the team junior year.
Hold on. I didn't try out for the team.
Or whatever.
Yeah, I went in.
You were just like, yo, I want to just fucking chill with the boys and just fucking kick it.
Yeah.
And, do my job, quote unquote. You were probably counting fucking rebounds or something?
I was counting, I forget what we call them. But it
Pull
was
up in a fucking shirt and tie, though.
Oh, shirt and tie.
Shirt and tie, locker room, Bob's in there, ready to fucking roll.
Yeah.
I was like, this guy, he's down for the cause.
Well, I think what happened was after my sophomore year playing ball, I think that's when I got the job at Big Y at a local grocery store. So I started working through the summer. And then I honestly was putting it together where I knew deep down inside I was not going to have the skill set to play at the varsity level. Mm-hmm. I wasn't passionate. I was starting to lose true passion for the sport. Yeah. Most of the time, it growing up, it's you just want to be with the boys. It was a community thing.
And that's what I mean.
Yeah.
I just loved basketball. I played my whole life, so that wasn't really a thing. But if there was something that I was doing and I didn't like it because I liked it, I would just been the fuck out of there.
Yeah.
Did something else.
Yeah.
But you were already friends with everyone on the basketball team. And
what was I going to do when they were at practice or they were on the bus going to games? So to me, it was I got to be part of this.
So not only is it unselfish, and you want to fucking be with the boys, but it's also strategically smart to do.
Yeah.
Because you would have been bored as fuck at your house.
100%.
You'd be like, oh, everyone's at practice. All right, I'm just going to fucking
Rip COD.
wait until everyone's out and then call them or some shit, you know? Like,
well, it's also, too, when you're in high school, like, you're young and you, like, think, like, being part of something is that is your defining thing. That's your AOL update info.
Yeah.
At the ball game with the boys. Or like walking around like the school
with the boys with a Z
with
too.
the track jacket because you're on the b-ball team. It was just very obvious to me, and I'm like looking back on it, I'm so happy that I had that moment where I was like, okay, I'm not gonna play varsity level. I'm not passionate about this. I like making money. So what's the balance? I still want to be part of this community. I still want to be part of this team. And then I think that I went to Menard probably in the off season and just told him straight up how I was feeling, and he's like, all right,
but dude, that's what I'm saying. You were 15, 16. And you had the wherewithal to do that.
Yeah.
A lot of those kids would just be like, yo, fuck this. Like, basketball's whack anyway. Like,
you
know what I mean? Like,
but like I said, it was all about the community. It was all about the community.
Yeah.
And I honestly enjoyed being the team manager because it was like, it was great. It was once in a blue moon. I would go to the practices if I wasn't working. If I was working, it wasn't a big deal. And then I made sure I had every game off. Yeah, I felt like a boss pulling up on the bench. Yeah. Sometimes I get the third seat from next to Menard. I'm like, oh yeah, let's fucking go.
You're like, yeah, I know what the fuck I'm doing.
But 99% of the times, I'm at the end of the bench. so then like Zeus would come out of the game or like Chad and they'd come sit next to me because I was keeping track of the pacer points. Yeah. And be like, yo, bro, I fucking just got like 3 rebounds. Throw another check. I'm like, all right, bet. So I would start like swinging deals with these guys. Yo, I'd be like, yo, what you need? You need a point.
You're getting paid off. You got paid off for
kind of like respect points, but
I'm about to send this to Menard.
Menard will eat it up, but I definitely was like, because the thing is, if you were a starter, you had these expectations, like
right.
So it was kind of like a true thing. Like I had to track rebounds, like assists,
Hustle
like I had to
plays,
really watch the
shit,
game.
Yeah.
But yeah, there'd be times where I like, you'd be like, yo, bro, let me get a little rebound there. Give me an assist or something. I'd be like, all right, bet.
And then Coach checks. He's like, wow, you play fucking good. Dude. You're like, yeah.
You can sit this run out. Boys, file up.
Bob winks at him. He's like, I got you, bro. That's funny as
that was classic, man. Those are some classic times. This has been great, bro. This has been a great first episode. We're probably rated an hour, and I think this is all that I needed to kind of get a little taste, but it's just a little conversation piece and rock and rolling. Any final thoughts? Any final words for the
I'd just
community?
like to say, thanks for the invite to my own studio. And if you ever need me back on again, just have your people hit my people.
100%.
You know where I'll be at.
100%.
About 12 feet from where you sleep in my room.
And before we boogie out of here, it's also Friday night.
I'm not going anywhere.
6:56 p.m. on a Friday. I like giving people context of when these pods are recorded. Mm-hmm. Also because Drake names his songs.
Yeah, we got it.
Give people a little bit of a heads up of what's coming. You just dropped a couple records. You got some new shit coming. Plug it up.
Yeah, so Rap Dylan 2, the project, is coming out August 7th. Actually put that on my Instagram today with the actual release date.
Great artwork, by the way.
Thank you. Did
Fantastic.
It myself. Appreciate it.
Great shit.
4 singles are out. Crucial, Switch with Futuristic, Out of Pocket, What's the Move with Sammy Adams. Those are the 4 singles. So if you don't know my stuff and you're listening to this, fucking get it together.
If you're in Spotify, just swap right into the music and figure it out. Find them.
Yeah, exactly.
Reese.
But yeah, that's coming out a couple weeks. And then after that, me and Abstract are going to be putting out 2 songs, a little 2-pack, as I say in the industry. Wow. 2 songs at once through Out of Sight's label, 83 Sound, which is great because I mentioned both those people already. Wow. So again, people I love working with, produced by Cook Classics. Those are fucking heaters. Can't wait for people to hear those. And then I don't really know what's after that, but I've got about 50 songs on my computer right here behind me, so there'll be no shortage.
I think you're locked and loaded, brother.
Of course.
All right, well, thanks for coming on the podcast, ladies and gentlemen. Go show them some love. Dylan Reese Music, thank you for tuning in. It's the Beer Man Podcast. Make sure you share this shit out on your IG story. Go leave me a review. Let's keep it rocking. We'll catch you guys and gals next time. See ya!